This has major implications for the Bulls as Josh Giddy was ranked as one of the players that could have a breakout season this year. We're going to be talking about what this would mean for Josh Giddy and what this means for the Chicago Bulls. This is another episode of Bulls Digest, and I'm your host, Rico Greenhowe. And before we jump into the topic of the day, wanted to go ahead and share a message from the sponsor of today's video, NordVPN. Hopefully the Chicago Bulls can get a clearer plan and move the franchise forward. Unlike the Chicago Bulls, you can have a plan when it comes to protecting your devices from online threats. That's right. The best way to do this is with NordVPN, which you can get by clicking the link in the description to this video. With NordVPN Threat Protection Pro, you can block against fake websites, against phishing, and other fraud and other scams online. That's right. You can go ahead and protect your Wi-Fi from being compromised with a single click. You can encrypt and defend your virtual private network. Make sure that you go ahead and you improve your security and block pop-ups. And once again, you can go ahead and get this with nordvpn.com/bulls. This is an exclusive offer where you get 4 months of extra service along with Nord's risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, so we're talking about what was talked about in Bleacher Report. There was an article that surfaced talking about young players that could break out in this upcoming season. I believe Jonathan Kuminga was on this list. You had Victor Wembanyama, Trey Murphy III, just to name a couple players that were on that list. And so before we jump into it, I think that absolutely Josh Giddy can have a breakout season with the Chicago Bulls. I feel like he is going to have the ball in his hands a lot. And I really think that he is essentially going to be Lonzo Ball's replacement, in my opinion. So I think that there's a lot of signs that point to the fact that, yes, Josh Giddy will have a breakout season. And so this is what they had to say on Bleacher Report. Again, this is the title of this particular article, Young NBA Players Best Position to Break Out in 2024-25. And they talk immediately about Josh Giddy and his per 36-minute average. They talk about the 17.7 points per game, the 9.2 rebounds a game, the 7.2 assists a game, and they talk about the fact that he has had a knack for getting triple doubles. All right, and so look, I expect for that to continue with the Chicago Bulls. I absolutely think that he can be a triple double threat for the Chicago Bulls. Look at what Lonzo Ball was able to do in his first season over here. And I think that it is going to help him with Coby White. I think that Coby White is going to be able to unlock Josh Giddy in the sense that Coby White is going to be able to draw, I think, a lot of double teams, and he's going to open it up for Josh Giddy, and Josh Giddy can play off the ball a little bit more. So I think that is going to open up his offense. I think he's going to get some easier baskets here. So they're talking about 17 points being the floor. I see that. I've said that before in a prior video. I felt like, 18 to 16, 18 points or whatever is a given. But I think for him to really take off, it would be like 24, 25 points a game, which I think he really could do that. I think he absolutely can do that even with his skill set that he has now. I think just by playing with Coby White, playing a bit faster, I think that is going to open up Josh Giddy here. And I love the fact that Coby White comes in with the experience that he had last season and him wanting to take on the leadership role. I'd have to imagine that Coby White feels like at this point in time, he can go out there and get his numbers. But I think for him to take that next step, which I think Coby White does want to do, he's going to have to help other players elevate their game. And I absolutely think that helps Josh Giddy as far as getting his numbers up. All right. And so next thing, a true point guard. All right, I think that Josh Giddy is a true point guard, and he is going to open it up and get a ton of assists. All right, and so I just talked about what Coby White would do for Josh Giddy, but what would Josh Giddy do for not just Coby White, but also to Zach Lavine and even a player like Patrick Williams or Modest Buzelis, okay? Because look, If Josh Giddy is getting downhill, I think he is a good enough decision maker to get it to his scores, and that's going to make it easier. I've talked about Zach Lavine being in a situation where he can naturally just slide back to being a finisher and not initiating offense. I think that this is going to open it up for Zach Lavine. They're playing faster. I could see a lot of lobs, backdoor plays, a lot of steals and things like that if he's playing the passing lane. So I think that that's going to definitely get his assist up. Talking about Patrick Williams, he is a pretty decent three-point shooter, so I can definitely see that as defenses collapse, there is going to be that kick out aspect here, to be able to kick out to a guy like Patrick Williams to open it up. And then with Modest Buzelis, here is a guy that has showed us that he can do a lot of things in transition, and I would love to see Giddey, Kobe White, and Modest Buzelis on the break. I think that that is going to be fun. It's going to be scary for some teams, so I can absolutely see the assist opening up that way. So I think that that is another way in which we could see a big jump from Josh Giddy, scoring and then also to assisting the ball. With rebounding, I think that that's something where you have got to just want to do that, and I think that Josh Giddy is that type of player that he is going to be around the rebounds a lot in this offense. I definitely think so, especially if we talk about the fact that, you know, if Kobe White has the ball in his hand and then you have Josh Giddy cutting, when Kobe White does miss, then I think that there's going to be some opportunities to grab rebounds there. Obviously, he's going to be grabbing rebounds on the defensive end, so I think that there is a lot of signs that point to Josh Giddy and his game really growing this year. I think that there is absolutely a breakout season ahead for him. All right, and so then as we look at the numbers a little bit more, they talk about the fact that just Josh Giddy being a stat stuffer, all right? They say he is up there with Luka and also to Scotty Barnes, which really suggests that, again, he is primed for a breakout season. Now, one of the questions that they had was, could he play with Kobe White, which I think he can, and then also, too, with Zach Lavine as well. So I think that just answering those questions, I do feel like, even if they are trading Zach Lavine, I think that Josh Giddy is going to fit in just fine there. I do think that he's going to fit in with Kobe White as well. The only thing that I'm really worried about with Josh Giddy is that if he stays the same in his offensive game, like at some point in time, I think he is going to have to be able to make the defense extend out, and that means knocking down jump shots. So I'm not saying that we want to run an offense where he's standing in the corner, but he's going to have to be a little bit better shooting the basketball. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be just knocking down three-point field goals. I mean, even just being a better mid-range shooter will help him out a lot, and it will do wonders for his game, because otherwise, he's going to run into the same situation that he ran into in OKC, where he's going to be playing alongside of Kobe White. Kobe White is going to take that next leap, a lot like a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. No, I'm not saying that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is Kobe White. I'm just saying that, if Kobe White does take that next step, then that's going to give Kobe White more responsibilities, and then you have Josh Giddy just staying the same type of player. So, that's what Josh Giddy would have to avoid. Do not get into that same situation that you were in with OKC. All right, so I hope he's growing with Kobe White and not getting stagnated, but we'll see. I mean, he's shown us a lot in the Olympics that I definitely like, that I feel like will translate to the Chicago Bulls. And I think that, Billy Donovan is on board with Josh Giddy. That's another thing. All right, so I think that Billy Donovan is all in on Josh Giddy. He said it out there in Vegas that he said, look, I'm looking forward to seeing Josh Giddy. I'm looking forward to seeing him with Lonzo Ball, and I'm sure he's looking forward to seeing him with Kobe White and Dosunmu as well. So, I mean, I think that the opportunities are going to be there, and that is what you need when it comes down to a breakout season. Look at Kobe White, look at Dosunmu. It was the opportunity and the trust from Billy Donovan to let these players play. And so let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think that Josh Giddy is primed for a breakout season, or do you think that he is going to end up just like he did in OKC, just be standing in the corner shooting three-pointers and not get any better? Let me know in the comments what you think, and I just want to thank you out there for watching the videos, commenting on the videos, and just to let you know that 72 0.9% of you that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you mash that subscribe button. It would mean the world to us here as we try to reach our goal of 5,000 subscribers before the next NBA season. And even though we are talking about players hopefully getting to a breakout status for next year, we don't know what they're going to do. I'm still saying go Bulls. And as usual, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.